Okay, before we get started today, really basic question, but pretty easy question. How many of you, show of hands, have a name? Yeah? Okay, everybody has a name. All right, how many of you like your name? Is there anybody out there that maybe doesn't like their name, maybe doesn't like their middle name, last name, nickname? Yeah, a couple people out there, I know of another name people don't like. This one, right here, Nittanyville. My name, as Aaron mentioned, is Darian Summers, and I am the president of Nittanyville, the student-run organization that camps out before every home football game starting Wednesday nights. If you take a look, if you're ever driving by Beaver Stadium on a Wednesday to Saturday, you'll see us. We're out there in the tents, probably throwing a football around. If you look down to the south end zone, you see all the banners and stuff like that. Mine was the big maple syrup banner and linebacker U. That's us as well. Now, I have been a Penn State football fan all my life. A very cute Penn State football fan as well, if I might say. And of course, I've seen my fair share of wins. 2005 against Ohio State, against Michigan a few years ago, the Pinstripe Bowl, just to name a few. And I've also seen my fair share of losses that have angered me. Let's talk about Michigan in 2005 and Iowa twice and a bunch of other times. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I've also been angered by all of the infighting that's been caused because of things like the name changes, the things like the removal of the statue. Whether you disagree or agree with that, at the end of the day, we're all Penn Staters. We shouldn't be arguing with each other. It's not okay. So let's look back at Nittanyville's history real quickly before we kind of get really rolling. So this is, Penn Staters have been camping out outside of Beaver Stadium for a long time, since the 90s, as far as we know. But it wasn't until 2005, when Penn State played Ohio State in one of the biggest games of that season, that people really started to give it a name. And officially, or for the first time it was ever given a name, it wasn't called Paternoville, it was called Paterno Town. And the athletic department actually wanted to call it Camp Nittany, as you see there. Then, of course, 2 days later, I know, huge time period jump there, it was casually dubbed Paternoville, and everything somewhat stuck, Going through, they still wanted to camp out, but the athletic department said, all right, you need some roles. So, form an organization, become a club. And that's what they did. In roughly 2006, 2007, that's what they did. And there were small administrative changes, normal changes. Then everything happens in 2011. Of course, Joe Paterno was fired November 9th, 2011. All that. Then, of course, the free report comes out the following summer. Now, a lot of people thought that when the name changed, it was because of the free report. But it wasn't about that, and that's why I'm here to tell you that today, to clear that up. It wasn't about what the free report said or what other people said or what the administration told us to do, which was nothing. It was because at this point in time, Penn State football didn't need to become about one person. It needed to become about one team. And you saw that throughout the entire university, the whole one team, the whole Bill O'Brien really embraced that attitude. When the name changed in the summer, a lot of people were just angry, really angry. And they're still angry today. I mean, some of these tweets are from last football season. I work at the Daily Collegian. Anytime we post a story on Facebook or on our website about Nittanyville, it's comments just like these. Anytime the football department retweets us and gives us a shout out and says thank you for your support, we get comments just like these. And it's frustrating to hear as a student. It's frustrating when you're spending time and nights and hours away from hanging out with your other friends and sleeping in the cold and rain, and you ruin your mattress because you took it up there and you're not supposed to do that. It's frustrating to hear when these people are attacking us, because at the end of the day, we're all Penn Staters. And how many of you care about the football team? How many of you came here mainly because you found out about Penn State through the football team? A vast majority of people at this university are that type of way. That infighting is not going to get us anywhere. That infighting is just going to drag us down. It's going to continue to bring us through the mud. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of being in the mud. And we're Penn State. We're one of the greatest universities. We have people doing incredible things right now as we speak in research labs, in the arts, in communication, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, the infighting is really bringing us down. If we want to move forward in the future, we're going to need to have a discussion about things like Nittanyville, have a discussion about things like the statue. Now, as I mentioned before, I worked for the Collegian, and kind of where this speech came about is how I'll leave you today, and I want you to think about this. I want you to ask yourself, who are we? Of course, we are. We are? Right, but who are we? Are we the people that when we go to Germany or France and we see a fellow Penn Stater, we buy them a beer just because they're a fellow Penn Stater? Or are we the people that get on Twitter and bash each other? Are we the people that get on message boards and bash each other? Are we the people that in a week will raise millions and millions of dollars for Thon and for all kinds of organizations? Or are we all just going to sit here and argue with each other? Because at the end of the day, that's not going to get us anywhere. Let's have that conversation. Thank you.